when we invaded Iraq a few years ago, you know, after so long, just the chaos in the streets. And like you said, the military, the National Guard, they weren't at the hot zones. They were defending the more important properties like the malls, and they were just somewhere else. And just letting chaos happen, and then all of a sudden they started to matriculate to other cities. And
that's right. They let people burn down a neighborhood of hardworking, mainly black people. They let the looters from out of town basically do that. And if they would have instantly pounced on and arrested or shot people shooting at them, which you're supposed to do, it would have stopped. But instead, they're letting it get out of hand. And look, this is a PSYOP period. Who do you think's pulling the strings?
It's definitely the globalists, because, you know what, America is the last, you know, bastion of hope for the world, you know, from a biblical standpoint, from an economic standpoint, because the average man has a chance here in America. And, you know, the fact that we have the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, which is under complete attack, you know, once that goes out the window, then it's going to be all chaos, you know what I'm saying? And this is just another attack on the Constitution, because I'm really concerned about what's going to happen on December 24th when everyone's, you know, get ready for the Christmas holiday, and then they're going to have some kind of UN treaties, you know, outbanning guns, you know, weapons. I mean, I live in Detroit. You know, it's obviously the most dangerous city in the world, but, you know, I take comfort in having protection, be able to protect my family and my home. The police chief, every real police officer says, hey, we really can't help you. They can't, there's no way they can get here fast.
That's right. And for the first time in years, the crime rates dropped because the police said, go get guns. And all these liberals went, get guns. They went, got guns, took classes. A few dozen criminals get shot in home invasions. Suddenly, they're not carjacking as much. Suddenly, they're not home invading as much. That's the answer. And remember the last 6 months, New York Times, everybody, Washington Post, we're a police state. You know, we don't need armored vehicles. Well, now with them getting shot at, oh, we do need armored vehicles. See, you can see the PSYOP, but the PSYOP goes further. They want us to now see the police as our enemy through all of this, instead of realizing they're being PSYOPed more than we are, and on average, they know what's going on more than the general public does. The average cops understand they're being ordered to stand down. They know this is a PSYOP. They know that there's a cover-up on where the orders are coming from. Great to hear from you, Robert, in Michigan. Great points. Let's talk to Neil in Pennsylvania. Neil, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Alex?
Good to have you here. Go ahead.
Quick question about wondering if how they're bringing in when martial law is going to start in Ferguson, obviously. Do you think with them having all these big protests going on across the country that it's just a easy way to throw the martial law in around the country?
Well, look, the Occupy Wall Street movement was funded by Soros, was funded by a bunch of globalists, but they left it open-ended at first to try to get good people to join it with legitimate beefs against corruption on Wall Street and insider trading and bid rigging and all the rest of it. Well, now it's the same thing here. They want to try to foment this and steer it and control it, and if they can get it rolling, the White House, the globalists, would love to have riots across the country to create more racial division, more destabilization, more of a pretext to roll the armored vehicles out to all the departments, right as there's a bipartisan backlash against that. This is being done at a key time as a beta test. Just like Obama said Ebola was a beta test case for a more serious airborne thing in the future. They don't let a good crisis go to waste. They are studying this. They are testing this. They are manipulating this. And yes, they are certainly trying to see if they can control it. But as soon as they couldn't get Occupy to do what they wanted, 36 cities in one night, the feds ordered police to arrest them. They had FBI sniper teams that was declassified, aiming guns. Well, it wasn't declassified. WikiLeaks released it, excuse me, prepared to kill the Occupy leaders. So they were doing that to see if cops could be briefed on, by the way, we're going to kill peaceful leaders. So see, it's all about seeing what they can get cops to do, seeing what they can get FBI to do, seeing what they can get Delta Force to do. And they put Delta Force in charge because Delta Force will do anything they're ordered to do. They read Machiavelli. They're taught end justifies the means. They're taught all this squirrely stuff, and so they think it's normal I mean, I'll be quite honest with you folks. All it would take would be a few people to start shooting some guns to get other people to start doing it as well. And what do you think?
Copycat, yeah, that would definitely start that up. I was watching the live feed last night, and I was wondering about how Joe Biggs had the cops out in the regular clothes and stuff right in front of him. He was kind of whispering it, pointing it out. Any sign of the Kraft International boys up there, like from the Boston bombing?
Well, they were wearing the hats, the Punisher hats, and the uniform of Kraft. And I know I walked into a facility, a restaurant, and there was a Kraft guy in there, and he got up and left when he saw me. I don't know, why are you wearing a Kraft shirt, man? Anyways, I don't think Kraft was involved, but they were definitely, people dressed like them were definitely there, probably as decoys. By the way, something really just clicked. We're going to talk about when we come back from break. There are now protesters going to the White House en masse over the Ferguson shooting. We're going to break this down.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Blockit Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Americans, you are being lied to. Does your skin crawl when a politician or a stock market guru say that we are in the midst of an economic recovery? According to top insiders, the largest financial meltdown in history is coming. You can prepare, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, how do you find the cash? If you're fortunate enough to have retirement savings, it's probably not enough. And if it's in the market, it could be wiped out just like the last crash. But this time it will almost certainly be much worse. Precious metals are a great hedge, but they won't generate immediate cash flow to pay the bills. Learn the secret to creating cash flow and freedom. Get a free copy of my special report at babyboomerbackupplan.com or call 800-704-4117. That's 800-704-4117. Or visit babyboomerbackupplan.com. Traditional retirement may not be in the cards, but re-inspirement can change everything. babyboomerbackupplan.com.
Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Cyrus Jones from 1810 to 1913 made his great-grandchildren believe you could...
I remember hearing this last night, but then when I saw the video just now, again, we simulcast video, not just audio for radio listeners, at Infowars.com/show. There's a free feed every day. Ferguson protesters gather at White House as Darren Wilson cleared, and it looks like thousands of people, it looks like, just gathered, predominantly black, but a lot of white folks, and they show up demanding justice. Is it right to rebel? A bunch of Democratic Party groups. Darren Wilson murdered Mike Brown. No, he didn't. Grand jury heard all the black witnesses. Black Lives Matter. Stop racist police terror. Do you people understand that 52% of black people since 1973 were killed before they were born? Do you understand that fluoride has double the effect on black males it has on anybody else? Do you realize that you are under attack, so is everybody else, by the globalists? But when the media says it's time to go protest, let's go protest about Brown, who's about the worst poster child to be against police brutality you could ever have. A big thug, the evidence shows. Whacked out of his mind. The grand jury witnesses said he was acting like a demon. He was crazed. God knows what was going on. This is who I mean, it's so stupid. All fighting with each other, going to Obama, begging him to do something. He took your jobs. Black unemployment went from 7% to 15%. Do the math. That's more than doubled since he got in office. Other unemployment didn't go that bad. You go and you beg to Obama, and they may have the Justice Department come down and indict the cop. Which, again, federalization. I'm going to go to Ken in South Carolina and Rick and Dan and James and Chris and everybody else as soon as we start the next hour. Did pretty good taking a lot of calls, but I'm really going to move quick when we start the next hour. And then we'll go through some of the latest developments on this front. But if people are already demonstrating by the thousands in front of the White House... By the way, you don't get a permit usually to demonstrate in front of the White House. They arrest you. Even liberal groups, they arrest you. Pro-gun groups, you can forget it. I've been there 200 yards away, and they tell me don't videotape. On video, the Secret Service on bikes and uniforms. But now, thousands want to show up at night with their signs all ready, printed out by these Democratic Party groups. PSLweb.org. And you can see the handwriting on the so-called handmade ones. I've been to UN events and things and covered them. They'll have a whole stack of fake signs made up that look different. I'm going to throw up at this point. I'm looking at a Washington Times article. What this signifies, liberation. It's basically like a communist group. Oh, my gosh. About the PSL. The Socialist Liberation Newspaper. Oh, my God. Help me. Oh, my God. Who wants violent revolution? The communist. Who wants an overthrow? Who wants to get stuff going? But above that, the globalists fund communists. Why would the biggest banks fund communist stuff? Because they want the destabilization and then be able to come in and crush it. This is, I'm telling you, if they'll do this here, it means they're planning to move nationwide to stir stuff up. The White House is definitely fanning the flames, definitely behind this. Third hour coming up. PrisonPlanet.tv, nightly news tonight, 7 o'clock. Third hour coming up.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with super male or super female vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.